big three. Number one, to recognize you're talking to Hashem. Number two, to make the words work for you, and again, work for you what you're going through at this particular stage in your life. And the third and final thing is to realize that Hashem is the only address, the only true address for all our needs. Okay, all of that was supposed to be my quick introduction. Let's get started. At least let's start a little teeny weeny bit today. A little bit of teeny weeny bit. Let's start off with the words Hashem, Sefasai, Tiftach, Ofi, Yagid, Tehilasecha. These are the opening words of the Shemoneh Esrei. Literally means, if you have a sitter in front of you, it may be worthwhile looking at it. By the way, for all my classes between now and Pesach, you may want to bring your sitter with you. Just a quick reminder, next week there's no class. Next week I'm away, America. But I'll be back in 2 weeks, God willing, and then we're going to finish the first blessing, the first bracha of the Shemoneh Esrei. So Hashem, Sefasei Tiftach, Ofi Yagid Tilasecha, which means Hashem, open up my mouth. Ofi, okay, let my lips, my mouth, Yagid, should be able to say your praises. So I don't want to be personal, but I know some of you. And opening up your mouth is not your problem. Sometimes, maybe the opposite. But opening your mouth, since when do you have a problem opening up your mouth? Why do we begin our prayers with Hashem, open up your mouth? So there's two classic answers. You can choose which one you want, and you can toggle back and forth, or you can think of both, but there's two, I don't know which one is better. You can decide. But they both bring out this idea of what's called tefillah, derech, musar, v'hisayris. The first one is the one I learned as a child. I don't even know who says it, but I think everyone says this. I think it's like an obvious one. And that is the following. Have you ever had, when you were little girls, did you ever have like a crush or a hero? Did you ever let's leave the girls out. You all heard about a girl that puts like a picture of a singer, a picture of a male singer. She puts it on her wall near her bed. It's pathetic, but they do these things. It's really pathetic if he's like Canadian. But the point is, the point is that that's the way these things work. That's the way these things work. So, so imagine that you get on a plane, and then, oh my gosh, I can't believe who I'm sitting next to, and there he is in the flash. This is the person that you've always liked. So, yeah, he didn't have to say his name. No, he did. I think he became a grown-up. Like for years and years and years, he had no facial hair until he was about 30. But the point is that I apologize. I apologize if you actually like him. The point is that let's say you sat next to him. So what's your first reaction? There's a beautiful word in English. I don't even think there's a Hebrew word for it. You are dumbstruck. You are dumbstruck. You cannot express yourself. You are voice impaired. You can't nothing. You're like freaking out as it goes. Because there you are. If you can just picture it happen to you, obviously you've got to put in that person, that one person in your life that you always dreamed of meeting, and you actually meet him, and he says, "Hi, how you doing?" And you go, like that. Okay, it's like embarrassing, especially if you're like live on Ellen or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's it, and like millions of people are watching you, just looking like an idiot. But that's the point. When you take your 3 steps, if you understood that you've just left the crazy world that you were part of, and you're standing in front of the King of Kings, so you need help opening up your mouth. Hashem Sefasei Tiftach becomes very real. You're asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, please help me open up my mouth so I can talk to you, because I'm dumbstruck. I can't even open up my mouth. I'm speechless. That's, by the way, the similar kind of way. I'm speechless. I can't bring my mouth to say any words. I need your help to open up my mouth. So this is all helping us understand that we're standing in front of Hashem. It's real. This is an example of tefillah derech musar v'hisayris. So we're doing something that it just like gets into our psyche that this is real. We're actually doing the most important thing that we're going to be doing all day. All roads of life lead to the moment of prayer, as we've said so many times here in this room. Everything we do is ultimately to get to this moment of closeness with Hashem. And now we're doing it, so we need to remind ourselves that it's real. That's one translation. The other one is the one that my Rebbe, Rav Shlomo Wolbe Zatzal, preferred. My Rebbe Rav Wolbe, he held that the greatest commentary on the Shemoneh Esrei that brings out Rav Dessler's idea of Tefillah, Derech, Musar, V'Hiseiros is the commentary of Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz. Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz lived 200 years ago. He was a rabbi in Prague, and he wrote a commentary in his book, Yaris Dvash, in his drushim, in his essays, called Yaris Dvash. He wrote a commentary on the Siddur that reads like a patriot cheerleader. Not that I know about these things. But it's like, you can do it. Yeah, you can. He's like, it's full of energy. He writes without exclamation marks, but you feel it should be filled with exclamation marks. It's very alive. It's very motivating. It's very inspiring. So this is it. So what does he say on Hashem Sefasei Tiftach? He says the following thing. Before you take your 3 steps, or as you're taking your 3 steps, you recognize that you are about to unleash the most powerful instrument that exists in all of creation. What's more powerful than the most brilliant doctor in the world in terms of healing? What is more powerful than the greatest army in the world in terms of fighting wars? What is more powerful than the most brilliant Bill Gates and all the top businessmen in the world in terms of making money? The answer is here in this world. The answer is your mouth. Why? Because your mouth can access the world of prayer, which in terms unleashes the infinite power of Hashem. That's exactly the point. So we say the following thing. I am about to use my mouth. When the doctors say to you, I'm sorry, we can't help. The cancer is too deep. So what do? You don't walk away. You keep on davening, especially if it's a loved one. You daven to the last second. Why? Because we believe that Hashem can do anything. So we don't give up. We don't give up when a person's in a coma and a person's going through anything. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can do whatever we want. We can ask Hashem to take away their suffering. We can ask Hashem to prolong their lives. All kinds of things we can do with the power of our mouths. And we believe in it. The only problem is that our mouths have become ruined by daily use. When we use our mouths for the most terrible things, in the words of the Chafetz Chaim, he says, how can you cut wood with a saw where the blade is now blunt? Or how can you operate with instruments that are now completely and totally contaminated? If it's contaminated, you can't do anything. My mashal, what I think is the correct mashal, is that tefillah is written in your heart. The words is the envelope that you send it with. If the envelope is torn, you can't deliver it by mail. Remember old-fashioned snail mail? You need an envelope. The envelope is your mouth. It's ruined because we've said lashon hara, and we've said, God forbid, we've one of the worst things you can do with your mouth is to embarrass someone or say something negative about someone. We've done all kinds of terrible things with our mouths. Maybe you throw out a swear word. Maybe you're talking about something inappropriate. Your mouth becomes contaminated. These things happen in real life. It could happen to any one of us. And now you stand in front of Hashem and you say, oh my gosh, I want to use my mouth for the most powerful thing that exists. What Maimonides calls a taste of prophecy. So you say, Hashem Zefasei Tiftach. Hashem, I want you to open my mouth despite what I may have done to it. Unleash the power of my mouth with its full force, with its full koach, with its full strength. Okay, ladies, I'm looking at the clock. I apologize. We just managed to do the opening line. When I come back in 2 weeks, we're going to go straight into the first. I'm going to try and finish it off. It's a lot of stuff. The first bracha is a very important bracha. We'll try and cover as much ground as we can. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure. Do me a favor. The next 2 weeks, practice Hashem Zefasei Tiftach. Don't leave this class. It's just a theoretical class. Start off. Work on that opening line. Hashem Zefasei Tiftach. Picture yourself walking in front of a king and you're dumbstruck. And picture yourself, you're about to unleash the power of your mouth and see how at least it begins, your tefillos will change. You'll see already the beginning of your prayers are going to have this impact. And thank you for coming back. Okay.